Good morning everyone and welcome back to my channel. For today's video I wanted to do a little haul, but I also wanted to start my video actually sharing some information about stationery events in Japan. I think a lot of my viewers are from overseas, and maybe as Japan has opened up, you have plans to visit, and you want to go to like a stationery event or something like that. I thought I'd talk a little bit about stationery events and my experience with them and maybe some tips. So I don't know if my experience will help any viewers, anything like that. I thought it'd be nice to share at the beginning, and you can also skip ahead if you want to see what I bought as well in the end, or you can just keep watching to the end. But yeah, I will start talking about this particular event that is ongoing now, but will be over by the time I end up editing and uploading this video. And yeah, I will start with that event, but I will also share a little bit about my experience with a few other events that I've been to, just briefly in this video, and then I'll move on to the haul. So sorry for the long intro. I will start talking about this event. It's called Kamihaku in Osaka for 2023, and I will share my experience from yesterday. Okay, so I will start with this pamphlet here in front of me. I got this when I bought my ticket for the Kamihaku Osaka. It says right here, and on the back is a picture of the floor map and vendors, so you can get a rough estimate of the size. It was in the Osaka City Public Hall, and it was my first time attending this stationery event. I usually go to the Bungu Joshi Haku, which, like this one, moves around Japan, and I had never been to this one, so I wasn't quite sure, just how big it was. And I think for me, for the longest time, I thought, because it has the word paper in it, this is kami in it, I thought it would be more paper products. So I thought like big sheets of paper, like decorative paper and things like that. But it's just like any other stationery event. They have stamps, washi, stickers, of course, pouches, and all these like lovely stationery items. So don't be deterred like I was that it's not just paper only. It has like a bunch of stationery items, but it does focus on paper though. I would say that distinguishes it from the other one, and it's a bit smaller as well. So that was good to know, I think. And then also for this event you could buy advance tickets, which was 100 yen cheaper, and you get a tote bag. And on the website as well, they said that if you buy an advance ticket, you can guaranteed go in, but they would potentially stop same day tickets, like if you bought it on the day of, in case the venue was filled, like to capacity. So that's a risk that I chose myself to buy same-day tickets. I had guests coming, and I wasn't quite sure what day they would leave, so by the time I knew I wanted to go, the advance tickets were already stopped selling. So I went the same day, and I think that's good to know if you are interested in this event, that you can go the day of. On the website, this event opens at 11:30, but on the website it says that sales will start at 10:30. So me and my partner, we went at 9:30 because we know Japanese people love to queue, like everyone likes to queue. So we were unsure if there would be like a queue already starting to form, and so we went 2 hours before the event and an hour before ticket sales, and we were roughly I want to say like 25th in line at that point. And by 10:30 the line was already around the corner for same day tickets, and we stood outside in the heat, and it was just so exhausting. And we had like our cotori and like all these other like drinks with us to stand in queue. So I recommend maybe prepping some like water ahead of time if you do come in a warmer month. But we stood outside and waited until we could buy tickets. And so I do recommend going early as well if you do not have like advanced tickets. But anyways, that's like kind of the logistics of it. And I think this pamphlet is really cute. They have a stamp rally. As you can tell, I didn't do the stamp rally. When you go to the events like this, by the time they let in same-day ticket sales, like same-day ticket buyers, it was quite crowded, but not like so crowded. But by the time I was interested in doing the stamp rally, there is actual queues for the stamps. So I didn't do it because, by that point, I had stood out in the heat for 2 hours and, it just exhausted and there's so many people. But they have little stamps and yeah, you have to queue to them, with these papers. And then I saw one girl, she had a stack of postcards and she was just stamping one at a time, like one, and then she'd like put it up and then stamp another one and then kind of look at it, put and move it up. And people were so annoyed at her because everyone just has one pamphlet. You're given one pamphlet when you enter, and she was stamping 10-15 postcards slowly and everyone was quite upset at her. But anyways, so yeah, again, it's just a really long queue for just the stamp, so I guess that gives you like an indication of how busy it was. But anyways, this is the floor map, and it had 42 vendors, and I would say roughly this is a very decent sized stationery event. The Bungu Joshi Haku is huge. I know when I went to that one, the exhibition hall is very, very spread out, especially the one this year I went to in 2023. They had 2 separate rooms which really divided the crowds, but this one had like one main hall, and then there's a few side rooms, and then the entrance and exits, and it was really, really crowded. And for me, what I thought was different about this event compared to the Bungu Joshi Haku is you have to buy every goods at the specific booth. In the Bungu Joshi Haku, they seem to, you can just take items from the booth, like the vendor booth, and then at the end there's one humongous like cashier checkout section that works for all the vendors. This one, every vendor has their own payment system, everyone has their own like stand and bagger and like wrapper for every station, so it takes a long time, and it kind of took me by surprise, because usually you just kind of like walk around and put things in your basket and then you walk to the end. This one, I mean, you're walking in this small space, which I would consider quite small, and then every vendor has queues for just the cash register, and so when you're trying to walk around, it's quite difficult. And I would always recommend get there when it opens, so 11:30. I mean, go early actually, because you want to be one of the first people in, just so you can get to where you want. I had 2 stores that I had particular in mind. This one here, Krimgen, and then cotori here. I had both of these that I wanted to go to, because I like her illustrations, and this one I always see online, but I haven't been to an event where this artist has shown their items. So I went there, these 2 first, and thank God I did, because this one here was so long. By the time I left, there was 20 plus people just in queue, like cutting through this like section here of people in line. Anyways, so I went there first, and you'll see what I bought from them, and the rest, they have stamps, they have paper. I also bought some items, I think, where was it? 36. So here in this section was the official items, like for this event. These vendors made items for this event, if that's what makes sense, like event specific items, maybe that's the best to say. So sometimes when I was at this booth, cotori, I wanted to buy something there, but they said, oh no, we made this specially for the event, you have to put it back and then go buy it here. So I bought what I wanted from the actual vendor, and then I walked over at the last stop, which was here 37, and they have a huge section of just like items for the event, and I bought like flake seals from this section, and it's just really fun because every vendor seems to have created something for it, and they're all kind of together, and I don't know, it's just kind of nice to have something maybe limited. But yeah, I can't speak for any of these other vendors or anything like that, but very, very popular, very fun. I only try, as I'm talking, to include clips of the event that my partner took when I was waiting in queue or looking around. He's also quite tall, so he hopefully got a different perspective from what I see, which is like eye level, everybody's like my height and very hard to move. So hopefully he got some nice close-ups and also some views of the entire event. This building was really, really nice, and like because it's old, I mean not old, but like it's like a public hall, so it's very decorative compared to the other venues I've been to, which is just like you're in this kind of big open space like warehouse event hall and just booths and just, you know, you just want to focus on the stationery and, you know, go and like pick it up and leave. And this one you kind of like realize like, oh wow, the columns and the flooring and the layout is very unique, and I don't know, it's not a given as well. So this is the first time being inside this hall, and again for the first time for this event. So yeah, there are several events that do come to Osaka. I know, you know, the bigger cities have a chance to get these events, and Osaka is huge, so this one in Tokyo I know get this event, and the Bungu Joshi Haku, and then sometimes Osaka has small events as well. I know the Bungu Joshi Haku and this one cost money to enter, but there are some that pop up in the Hankyu in Osaka, in Umeda, that are free to go. And I love those because it's like spread out, it's wonderful. All the vendors that would usually come to these events, except this one here that I really wanted to go to, they do appear, so you don't always have to pay for a stationery event like this as well, which is good to know. But you really have to maybe like look up if there's any stationery events like that, because I only found that event because I stumbled upon it, or I saw like a advertisement and then I thought, oh wow, like I want to go to that, and it's free and you just walk around, and again it's very, very nice to go to. So again, try to look up maybe some smaller events if you're in different areas. I know probably Tokyo has many probably small events as well, and yeah, it's not just Osaka, I'm sure. So this was my experience with this event. Again, you know, go early. If you buy same day tickets, go early, go even earlier, and bring water. Yeah, be prepared to either pay at the vendors' booths or collectively at the end. I know at the Bungu Joshi Haku, if you buy up to a certain amount, you get there's something you get at the end of it. I don't ever reach that amount, but you know, that's something maybe you should also try to figure out if there is something before you leave the venue. And yeah, what else? I guess, you know, yeah, I mean, also going early, I also recommend is there tends to be a lot of resellers that go to these events. You see people on their phones taking videos, and their baskets are just overflow, and they just empty the tables sometimes. So again, go early, try to beat resellers who bring like their suitcases and just like clear out everything. So especially at an event like this when you have to pay at each booth, because I think it just takes a long time. So yeah, I guess that's all I have to say. I will show you what I bought after all that rambling. I'm hoping that was okay information. Yeah, stamp rally and yeah, pamphlet as well. So this is the one I went to. It is the Kamihaku in Osaka for 2023. So here we go. Okay, so as I mentioned in the earlier part, if you skipped over it, every store I went to had their own individual cashier, so like cash register. So every booth you would have to pick the items and pay at that booth, which is different than the other stationery events I've been to. Usually there's like a collective cash register area where you just have everything in your basket and they'll ring it up there. This time you had to buy every item at the individual booth. So these bags are from the actual booth, and then one didn't even give me a bag, they just kind of piled it up in front of me. So luckily I had a purse, so I kind of stuffed it in until I could open up these bags. I opened up these items earlier because I sat at the stationery, I sat at a cafe to look at my stationery after the event. I will quickly take them out of the bag so you can see them all together, and I will start with this one first. Okay, so this is one of the vendors I headed to first. So I love this illustrator. It is Krimgen. I'll put the name on the title. I love her illustrations, and I pretty much have all her washi tape, and she really breaks my like washi tape rule because I actually don't like, I've stopped buying a lot of washi tape, and so her products really like break the rule of no washi tape at events. And this one here called Stamps, it seems to have been a limited one for this event, or maybe it was a new release for this event. It was in a separate section, and I love it. And I don't know why I was really drawn to this kind of black and white theme that she has going on. She has beautiful illustrations that are colored as well. This one's called Paintings, and it's again also like a kind of stamp theme. These are fairly new in her lineup, so I decided to pick them up because again, I've never had them before, never seen them before. And yeah, these little sheets as well are sticker sheets, and it's on transparent paper, I think. Oh no, these are white back paper. No, I'm sorry, it is transparent. Yeah, I just was drawn to these two, and I think they're really, really cute. This is one of them. It's like small children. And then this one here is very similar to the stamps one I got. She also sold stamps that are slightly smaller than this, I think. This one is a stamp without her name, and then this one, and this one could have been a stamp, and this horse one I saw as well. I didn't buy stamps. I don't tend to use stamps, but she has a wonderful like series of stamps, so I highly, highly recommend. And I will talk about this one in the second half here. Okay, so the second store I went to is this store called Cotori. I see them on Instagram all the time and always love their artwork, but again, never came to any of the events that I've been to, like stationery events. And so I was like so happy that they were there, and I actually should have gone to them first because I had bought several items from this this first vendor before, and she comes to other events as well that I've been to, but this one hasn't, so I should have gone here first. But very, very lovely. Nothing was sold out when I had went at opening time. These are the 4 sheets I bought. It has like this protective like tissue paper. Goes over like this. I will leave it as it is, or maybe it's nice to see. This is just girls with these really large dresses. I love the art style. I think it's very fun and whimsical. These are the ones I selected, but she had other ones as well. And yeah, I didn't even notice I got this little sticker here as well. It's a little. Oh yeah, this is very much representative of the art style. It's really nice. I also, at the register, I had seen these flake seals at the booth, but when I went there, she said, or like the seller was saying that these are limited to this event, so I had to go to a different section. So these are the same brand or the same like maker, but these were in a different section. So I will move these quickly over here. And these flake seals I got were in this section 37 here. It is like this section was like for items created for this event, so sometimes you would see like items with this little bear on it. Just like the vendors seem to have created, this is just a guess, I didn't talk to, I mean, it was so busy, I didn't talk to any staff members or anything like that, but it seems like these items were created for this event, so instead of selling it at their vendor spot, they sold it at this kind of collective group. So this artist as well sold items specifically at this event here. This stamps one, for example, was only sold at 37 here, so kind of at this collective selling area for the event. And again, it's by this kind of information center, so they had seemed to have limited event items here, so it's very, very popular section. Anyway, so I bought these 5, and I bought this like labels, like a sticky note. I already opened it because I sat in a cafe, and the first one I picked said coffee on it, or something like, oh, grab a coffee or something. So I already unwrapped it, and I will show you since I've unwrapped it already. These are sticky notes, which means like you can put them on a page and lift them up again, but they're quite sticky. They have this really nice neutral tone to it, and yeah, it just reminds me of cafes, so I'm gonna save a few of these and put them in my cafe journal. And anyways, I bought these flake seals. I'll flip them over and zoom in potentially, so you can see what is in these what's in these packets. These ones have 10 designs and 2 each, and these all are single design. Like every seal is unique, if that makes sense. So I think they're really fun and really cute, and I'm just so happy. I actually kind of think that like I'm in like a flake seal not mood but I've just been into flake seals more than like washi tape, and I think I don't really know why. I just like the kind of convenience that they're already kind of pre-cut and just easy to use. I find that I don't look through like my masking tape drawers very often, but when I see my flake seals I get all excited and I take them all out, and I don't know, I just am excited to use flake seals. So I wanted to make a video on this, but I'm not sure if people are interested, but I have made like a flake seal book. So it's like this zipper case where I put all my flake seals in like so, and I absolutely love it. And like this, and yeah, just a really fun way to organize, and it makes all my flake seals accessible. So I'm just kind of like, I don't know, I'm just in this phase where instead of buying like masking tape, which I tried to avoid, I bought a lot of flake seals. I just love them, and they're just really easy, and they take up a lot less space than masking tape. Actually, I'm actually quite full in my drawers and I don't want to buy anymore. So these kind of flake seals allow me to have some art of the artist. It's like these kind of sheets as well. Just easy to use and easy to see everything. So yeah, I'm just kind of in this flake seal like kind of sticker sheet moment in my like love of stationery, I guess. So that's why I picked these, and yeah. This is everything I bought here, and again, here is the map. This is my little wristband I've saved. I'm gonna glue it into my techo. But yeah, this is everything I bought at the event. I don't know if this is a lot or a little, but I tried to really keep my purchases to a minimum. I went to the 2 vendors that I really wanted to go to, and then this kind of collective vending area. I also got different artists that I've never seen before as well, and yeah, I just try to be kind of smart with my purchases. But honestly, I think the layout and the event like system, like with the paying at each vendor, made me kind of go through this event more quicker, because you can't really see close to any of the booths where all the items are, and it's just really crowded, and I left maybe an hour after opening because it was so crowded. Yeah, and when I came home I was too tired to film. I was so heat exhausted. So please take that into consideration if you do come in a warmer season in Japan, that it's quite crowded to these events. It's hot, even in a semi air conditioned room. It was just exhausting. But yeah, please don't let that deter you from stationery events. I will include the names of these stationery events on my description box, and if you're interested to know, like maybe if I should put on my community page like upcoming event or something, and just kind of list these dates. I don't know if that's interesting for my viewers, but let me know if you would like me to post event dates for stationery events in like the major cities, I would guess, like Kyoto, Osaka, and Tokyo. If you do plan to visit, because I think maybe a lot of you guys are overseas and want to come, so maybe if you're planning a trip and you see a date, you're like, oh, I want to go November, there's a stationery event, so maybe I'll add that on my community page actually, and hopefully it'll be very helpful, because yeah, I know hauls are exciting, but I also think that like maybe you guys are also curious about the event itself. So hopefully this video was informative and also maybe kind of showcasing some of the cute items I bought. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys next week. Bye!